Watch me transform this dress in 5 minutes.
My friend brought me this super cute dress, but she wants it to have skinny sleeves instead of this super long situation. It also came with these weird straps that like crisscross in the back. I don't know, we're very confused, so I'm taking those off and I'm gonna add bows right here and right here. It came with so much ribbon. We are confused like what this would be for in general because the waistband has this. So I don't think you would like tie it around. Typically you would want to go in at a seam, but since we're making this a really skinny strap through here, I'm gonna have to go in from the inside, and it's pretty much double lined with the self fabric, so I need to find a good entry point to get to the sleeve without having to take the whole dress apart. So I'm gonna seam rip right here, which is really close to the sleeve, so that's gonna make it a lot easier. And then after, I'm just gonna hand stitch it back together. And the scariest part of all is cutting. So I'm about to just and hopefully she likes it. Since I had to kind of freehand the cut through the fabric and there was no seam, I used the part of the seam that does go under the arm just to make sure I'm not making the armhole too wide. So at least I know that part will work. This sleeve is cut off. Now I'm gonna lay it on top of the other sleeve and just follow the exact same lines on the front and the back. Once both sleeves are cut, I turned one inside out and put it inside the other one. So here I have them together. So you match them up and then you see how good you did. Like, do they match exactly? I'm like close enough. See, like that's like a quarter. Those are pretty good. So I'll just trim this one a little bit more. Now that I've opened up the seams at the waistband, I can get to the sleeve and pull it through this way so I can sew it. And don't forget from where you cut the sleeve that the seams are going to be coming apart because now it's a raw edge, so you have to go back and backstitch all of those little tiny parts before you can start actually sewing it back together. This is easily my least favorite part of sewing in general, is when you pull it all through and then you keep having to pull this like inch by inch just to sew a little bit and then keep going until you're all the way around the sleeve. The whole sleeve has been sewn. Now I finally get to pull it back through. Okay, I can't do it one-handed. Voila! We have a clean finished sleeve, and now obviously I'm going to stitch the seam down to the lining to keep it folded under, so when you're wearing it, it doesn't show like that. And then also pressing it will help, and then once it's on the body, it will lay flat. I could only go so far with the machine on the, I don't remember what this is called, understitching? Whatever. So I did the rest by hand. Then we get the old ham out, put it on here, iron on top, iron, all the way around. Last step is sewing all of this lining that I took apart to get to here by hand, and then I'm done. And if you ever have to cut grosgrain ribbon, you can take a lighter and burn it. It will melt the ends. This light is bad. It'll melt the ends and it won't fray. For the bows that are going on the shoulders, I took this ribbon and I folded it within itself to make the loops be on top, because if you just tie it, one side of the loops will be underneath like the long part. Then I'm gonna add one of those little pieces I burned around this part. So it'll end up like this. I'm just gonna sew the bottom part together and put it on the shoulder. I just put two little tacks, one there and one there, to keep the bow on the shoulder. I kind of angled it so it would fall on her arm instead of being like weirdly going to the center. And she's so cute. Once it's on her, we're gonna cut the ribbon to see how long she wants it. But I love it. It looks so much better without the sleeves, and these bows are so cute.
After we did the first fitting, I ended up making the bows just a little bit smaller, and oh my god, look how stunning she is. This was such a fun project, and I can't wait for the next one.